Hi folks, this is Paul again. Today it's day 14 of UK school closures. We just hit the Easter holidays first weekend. Hope everybody's well. Tonight, inspired by the new programme on Disney Plus that's just come out, which is the Mandolorian from Star Wars. I'm going to try a little Baby Yoda on the same page we've done, just to keep the theme the same really. Star Wars and Marvel and DC kind of characters on this page. So we're going to go for a tiny little Baby Yoda that Mandalorian carries around in his on his back and in a rucksack. So I'm going to start here with I'm going to bring an ear down, just so I know I'm not going to go over Groot here. Okay, so this is just a really simple one if you want to be able to draw Yoda, Baby Yoda. Okay. I always find it difficult drawing Yoda because his ears just make him look really unusual, like he doesn't, it's not actually, I know it's not real, but it looks completely fake, I think. Like you've got the drawing wrong somehow. Okay, so we're just drawing out where he's wearing a brown like sack. So we'll bring in this brown sack here. Okay, and then we're just going to do this quite quick and quite small as well. Obviously you want to do it quite small because Yoda's a baby at this stage of the programme. I haven't seen it yet, actually. It looks really good. I'm almost tempted to get Disney Plus just for that programme. It's the first live action programme since the Star Wars films finished. Hope you all are staying safe anyway. Just an update on the subscribers. I've now got, as I'm speaking to you now, we've got 122 subscribers. And we've gone past 2,300 total views on the channel within 2 weeks. So that's great news. Lots of people sending me their artwork and things as well. So fantastic that is. I'm going to go over all this, I think, with a pen at the end. Okay, so we've just got a curve here for his head. Okay. And it's going to go up and over the top here of his bald head. But just want to show you where this kind of shawl or sack, I'm sure Star Wars fans will be able to tell me what this is called. Okay, and the other ear comes in. Hope you can see this way. Okay, so just going to draw in where the top of his ear, well, the fleshy bit of his ear is. Okay, and then we've got this fleshy bit again, the pinkish reddish bit inside. Should go like that. The top of the ear. Go like this. Up and over the top. And we've got a curve at the top here for his head. Okay. Rub that out in a little while. That's about right. Okay. And then we've got enormous eyes poking out over the top of here, like he's hiding from someone. So we'll just accentuate this. It's enormous eyes. This is almost the whole of his head is his eyes, really. Laying in fella. There we go. There's one. And then we've got the other one comes in about here. There we are. And we bring this over the top. It's really important you try and get the eyes the same size, obviously. Otherwise it'll spoil your artwork initially. So the rest of this now is just colouring, really. Probably got that a little bit small, actually. Bring that over and round like this. And then we'll go up again a little bit more on this side just to match. Okay. There we are. Got a little nose coming in here, so. There's the nose. Okay. And then I just want to just show you that there's a lot on this. There's a lot of light coming in here. So he's got an enormous piece of light, and he's got another one right next to it here. Okay, and then you've got the pupil poking round. Okay. So, and it was like that. Fantastic. Probably a bit deeper than that, actually. There we are. It's good. Okay. And then the other one, same again. We've got this brown section, but it's got this big piece of light like this. And another piece of light there. And then again, it comes over the top. There we are. I think it probably needs to be a bit wider than that. A little bit deeper. So we'll go wider and deeper on this one as well. Just to try and match those eyes up. There we are. And then the rest of it's colour, so I'm just going to go straight into the greens now. I have a light green right across the top. Okay, so got a light green across here. This is where the light comes in. Really light green up here. Okay. Just going to rub this section out here across the top where I've a little bit thick. Okay. There we are. Lighter through here. Okay, so again, it's just building up the colour now. A bit of light down there. This is almost white, so I'm going to bring in this much lighter. Can leave some of that light in there, some white, and then we just get some green around the tips of this here into almost like a yellowy colour. I'm going to probably do a little bit of yellow actually. Bring in like sunlight coming in there. Okay, darker green now. Okay, we're going to have darker green through here. Okay, I'm going to call all this the same now. All this the same. Okay, and all this round the eye the same as well. Okay, like this, okay. A little bit darker here, pressing a little bit more. There we are. And then again, in this section, darker in there. Darker through here. Okay, so we're going to go for a bit of a duller green now, I think, over the top of this. That's better. Got like a sparkly darker green here. Over the top, working this over the top of this lighter green now. Okay, again, I just missed that. Just missed this here, so I'll go over this more lighter first. Lighter green first, and then I'll back over it with the darker. And it's much darker underneath here. There we are, okay. Now what you want to do is try and get his, like, even though he's very young, his Baby Yoda, he still looks quite old in his features, so you've got to get some lines in here. So this is where I bring some lines through. And I'll start shading in, colouring in this, this section here now. Shading around the eye, darker around the eye, darker up here around the eye. Okay, and darker across here now. That's it. There we are, that's it. Leaving a little bit of light up there. Got some dark lines up here. There we are, and darker through this section as well. Top of his ear, okay. So we're going darker here. Darker in there. And then darker this side of the head. Top of his ear. Now, if you've got a grey, a good idea is just to go over some of this with a grey so you can see where the shade is. Okay. Now Yoda's obviously not grey, but where the dark is, the shade is, it does look a little bit grey. Okay, so I can do this underneath his nose particularly. Okay, and just above his nose as well, to show where his nose is. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now we're going to probably go for the eyes. Alright, what you want to do is try and go with your darkest brown that you've got around the outside edge. So we're going right round the outside edge until you get to the top up here, okay? So that's what we want to be achieving there. And then the other side of this white section, don't forget to leave this section white, completely white. Go darker, brown right down to here. Same with this eye. So we go round the outside edge, if we can, round the outside edge. Don't forget all this is going to be brown as well. Okay, round the top edge as well. Okay, and then round the outside edge of this eye. There we are, round the outside edge of that white section there. And then pull it right round to here, okay. And if you can, brown section through there, brown section through here. Okay, so we're going to get a lighter brown now. Alright, a little bit lighter brown. We're going to drop in some lighter touches here and here. Okay, and then around the outside edge, a bit more bright, a bit lighter around the outside edge. Okay, like this, okay. Now, what we want to try and do is, if you can, if you do some lines like this around the outside here, and then you're going to fill in. You're just doing light touches now. You're going to go around here in this direction, like that. Okay. You're going to do the same with this, but you're only going to do it to here. Okay, right out to the outside edge if you can. This is what we're doing now, like this. Okay, now again, much darker. Get that darker brown in. What we want to try and do is to try and bring in some darker sections. So you're missing out. This is what we're doing. This in between the lighter sections, you're going much darker there. Okay. Hopefully you can see that coming on. Darken this outside edge. Much darker outside edge. And then we're bringing in some much darker colour here. All the way around this bit. And then we're filling in the brown again. Like this. Now when you put the black in, they should all come together then. Hopefully. Dark around the back end here. There, and the bottom end. The same with this. Okay, so now the black. I think I'd prefer to use a black fine liner for this, only because a black isn't. Just using a reference photograph here. It isn't fine enough on my pencil crayon to get this effect. Okay, so what I want to do is go around this with my fine liner if I can. I'm going to leave this white space. This is what we're going to do here, right? It goes around like this. You could use a pencil crayon if you wanted to, it's no problem. Okay, so hopefully you can see that now. I'm going to blend a little more brown around the outside edge of that. This is basically what we're doing now, the black. Okay, so we're getting the shape right. Getting the shape as good as we can. Basing it off what we've already drawn. That's it. Okay, so now what we need to do is I'm going to go over this a little bit with a mustardy brown. Okay, so we're just going to darken this section up again. And I'm not too happy about how light this is, so I'm going to just fleck it to really dark brown by really pressing on. Okay. Doing here, okay. We're going to go really dark in this section. Towards the middle as well. Okay, so a little bit more brown around the middle. This section here. There we go. Okay, so I think this is a little bit too light up here, so I'm going to just go over the top of this with a darker brown. That's better, I think that's better, slightly better. Okay, so now what we want to do is to get this section really light, okay? We're going on to shawl now. So a couple of lines here, nice and light, okay? Underneath here, a little bit lighter through here. Like that. Okay, a little bit lighter out on the outside edge of this, and right up here. It's this triangle shape there. There we are. Okay, and then we can go browns again. We can go. I'm going to try and go in the same direction here if you can. So we're just pulling this through, brown all the way down to there. Okay. There we are. Okay. And I'm going to probably go over that now with the mustardy again, just to fill in any white space. Okay, you won't really see that so much because if you're dark you've already put on, but it just cleans it up. Okay. And again, bring this brown through. Leave this a little bit lighter here. It's got much lighter. It's like sunlight coming across there. And then we're going to bring this across. We've got another light line like this, across like this, okay? So we'll just go up to that line if we can. So we can go all in a similar direction. Nice and firm, not too hard pressed on. Okay. Maybe towards the end, if you want to just go a different direction across there, that's absolutely fine. Okay. There you go. Still, don't forget to try and blow your pencil crayon away, not wipe it off like I did. It will smudge. Just to get a pencil, a rubber and a razor on it, if it does that. Okay. So it's coming on now. Yeah. What I need you to think about now is the inside of his ears are going to be reddish. Okay, so pinkish. So we're going to start now with this, just to show you this ear over here. So we're going to start with this pink. Okay, I'm going to bring a little bit of red in it later. Okay, and this will go down, follow this line down. Okay, follow this line down as best you can. Okay. Almost goes orange at the end here, so we might do a little bit of orange later on, and then a little bit red through the top section. So let's just get the base colour in first, and it comes down to right down to almost the end of his top of his arm here. There we are. Again, I'm just going to bring in some yellow now to mix that in. Okay, just mix the edge of that in. It's kind of bright yellow actually, there we go. And then I'm going to try a little bit of like a peachy, orangey peachy colour over the top. If you haven't got that, then maybe just a little bit of light orange maybe. And I'm just going to blend this in if I can, so it's, there we are. If it goes over the yellow, it becomes a little bit orangey, which isn't really quite good. Okay, so that's your basics for the colour of the ear. However, then he's got a little bit darker in places, so we'll bring that red through. I'm using quite a bright red here. You want to show a bit of depth, so darker up here. Obviously by his shawl it's a little bit darker. And then it's a little bit darker here as well, okay. Like this, okay. So it's getting there now. Line here. A line of red's going to extend to the end of his ear. Okay, and we're going to get a little bit of a red line here as well. Okay, so we can go over that pencil line we drew earlier, that red. There we are, that's much better. Okay, what I'd probably then do is, I've got a red fine liner. I might just use this here, just in this bottom corner. That's good. Because you want to show the bottom of his ear, the inside of his ear. Now, we can use this fine liner to bring in 3 distinct lines, one there, one here, and this one around the top. There we are. And it's just going to extend a little bit down into this area here. That's it. Okay. So that's your first ear pretty much done. Try and get rid of this white space if you can. There's a little bit of white in there, we don't really want that. Okay, so there's your first ear. And then what you can then do is, see this pencil crayon, go over that with a much darker brown. Okay, doing a darker line there. And then we'll extend this darker line across, right across. And it mixes with this one. Okay, so back to our original shade, which was this this colour, brown. Okay, so we're going to go now across the whole picture now with, go across with this brown right across to this end. So just draw it on there where I don't want to go over. And if you're quite young and doing this, you might want to do what I'm doing now, which is just going down the outside edge so that you don't go over the line that you've already drawn. Otherwise you're going to have to redraw the line, okay? So this is what you need to be doing, okay? This is really important now that we go through the process of lighter browns, much lighter, okay? You don't want it too dark at this stage. Now I'm going against my principles here of going, so I don't want to go over this line of going the wrong direction. But I think sometimes that helps with some kind of a fabric, because it shows you that you've got different angles, maybe different folds in the fabric. And again, I'm going to go over this now with like this mustardy colour, this one, just to go over any white sections that we've got over this here, okay? And again, we're going to carry on with this across the top, but we're going to be a little bit lighter in this section. This section's much lighter, okay? Because the light's coming in from this angle. Okay, so darker through here, darker through here. Okay, I'm going to go through this here now. There we are. So we're going up and around this bit. There we are. Now, dark colour again, dark shade if you can, just to make sure this section's really dark. Okay, move through the outside edge of this dark, really dark brown, almost black this is, and again right around the outside edge. You want to make it look like a cartoon rather than, this isn't it, you know, true to life sketch. Okay, and then we go back to the same brown that we've been using for most of his outfit, which is this one. Again, we're using pencil crayons. I suppose you could do this in acrylics if you wanted to. You could do it in felt tips, marker pens. Depends how much detail you want to do in the shading, really. So this is what you're doing now. You're going over this now a little bit darker. You leave that light a bit there. Okay. A little bit darker in here. And darker through the bottom end here. That's it. Okay, and then we've just got to do this section here of his shawl, and then the shawl's pretty much done. Okay. Darker section on the outside edge of this. Okay. And yeah, it's looking good now. I think I might do a little bit of grey over the top of this. Just to make it seem a little bit more darker on this side. Okay. And again, a little bit of grey over the brown here on the inside of this arm, just so it looks like it's next to his arm here. And then we've got a little bit more grey through here. And a little bit through the bottom end here. Okay, so this is looking really excellent now, I think. So Yoda's coming on now, and that's nice, that's good. Top end, we'll just bring in a bit more colour. Top end of this head here. Again, you could work this in, work this through. There we are. So, almost finished now. What I would suggest is, you've got a brown fine line or even a black one. I'm going to take one line down here like this. Okay, you could go over, this is a brown fine liner here, just put some details like this across. Okay, and then maybe on this edge here, and I don't really like the pencil line there, so I'm going to bring that in, go up and over the top of this. Okay, a little bit there. This is just suggesting some lines. You want to keep it nice and loose, you don't want it too perfect here. So it's got to look like a sketch, okay. And yeah, we've just got to do the pinks again now for the other ear, and then we're done. Okay, so I've got so many pencils in my hand here, just bear with me. Okay, so now it's much darker. This is actually on this top edge, so I'm going to go for a darker pink. Okay, so we're going to go right across with this darkish pink to the tip of his ear. Okay, and this is going to go like this, right up and over. Okay, it's going to go down into this area here. Now I'm going to grab another pink. I'm going to go through this. This pink here now. It's a little bit bright, so I'm going to put a little more shade into it with a bit of red again, maybe a little bit of grey. Okay. So the effect we're going for now is a little bit darker towards the inside here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a bit of pencil in, actually, I think. There we are, that's good. So pencil, I've just got a B pencil over the top here. Now just to deaden that, reddy pink, okay. So it becomes a little bit darker, but you can still see it through. So it's just a light bit of pencil work there. Okay. What we're going to do is try to make sure that we've got this similar colour now. Down like here, line there. I'm going to go a little bit darker here. Okay, into there. Alright. I'm going to bring a little bit of that just to match it up on this side here. Okay. Just a suggestion. Alright, not too much, just a suggestion of that pink. Okay. And then this kind of peachy colour again, just to try and lighten the bottom end up a little bit, so you don't see that white. I don't like that white underneath. Okay, so I'm going to go through here now, and then finally we're going to get a little bit of grey. So my silvery grey, which I like to use, is going to go through this section. Okay, a bit of silvery grey through here. If you haven't got a silvery grey, you can just use a light grey, that's absolutely fine. So we're just bringing this through here now, and the grey carries on at the bottom. Okay. This is a kind of detail you need with a character like Yoda. Okay, even Baby Yoda. Alright, so this is the kind of Yoda we've got now, which is excellent, I think. You could, I mean, if this is in a darker background, you might want to put some hairs. I mean, I'd perhaps put some kind of fine curly hairs like this through there. Okay, this is perfect. I think exactly what I wanted to achieve there with that colour. And then we've just got this. We'll probably just use a little bit of that red again, just to bring a line through here. This is a fine liner again. Okay, we're going to go a line through there, one there. It's going to go up to the top. Bring another line through here. Okay, and then a final one. This top end here. It's going to follow that all the way across to the end. Okay, and as I say, if you wanted to do some really light, tell you what I've got a really light grey fine liner pen. These Stabilo pens are brilliant, so you could actually just start bringing some of these certain, this kind of thing, if you wanted to bring some character to his. If this was on a darker background, I'd do this white. Okay, this is the kind of hair that he would have as a baby. It's like fluffy, downy hair. And again, it's on this side, so where you've got this pencil line here, it's quite useful with this pencil line. You just follow the pencil line down. You're doing a few lines like this, and you're making Baby Yoda look a little bit. It's got fluffy old man's hair, really, a bit like me. That's what we're doing. That's what we're achieving. Okay. I think the only thing I'd like to do on this now is just to shade in this green a little bit more. Okay, because I think that definition is a little bit too sharp, so I'm going to try and bring in a little bit more work here over the eyes. Okay, so we've got a little bit more. Yeah, it makes the eyes stand out a little bit more with that green as well. Okay, so there, my friends, is Baby Yoda. Last thing to do is to sign your name. So I'm going to sign it down the sleeve. Okay, and then if you wanted to make it look a little bit more like he was stood up on something, even though he's a baby, he does start to stand up in this series, I believe. You bring this kind of effect in. This is the kind of thing you're doing. Bit of this sparkly grey. Okay. Bring that in here. Okay. Doesn't have to be too neat and tidy. Okay. And there's your shade underneath. If you wanted to change to a black, maybe underneath you could do. That's the kind of attention to detail you really need here. You're just making it not. There we are, that's good. Like that. Okay. You could even do this kind of thing if you wanted to with your finger to make it less of a perfect edge. Just fade it out. There we are, and there's Baby Yoda. That's taken me all of 42 minutes, so it's not a very quick one, but I thought it'd be quicker than that, but it's quite a lot of detail when you get into it. And hope you've enjoyed it, and speak to you again soon. Take care.